everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So in this lesson you are going to learn some portmanteau words. Now this lesson is very informative and interesting, so I hope you will enjoy the lesson, and please do not forget to rate, review and recommend the lesson. You can also follow me on Unacademy, the learning app, in order to get hold of more lessons prepared by me. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because there you will find a variety of lessons on different subject matters. Thank you. Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So as you can see, today also we are going to talk about some portmanteau words. Now you see this course actually concerns words which can be used, the suitable words which can be used in your formal writings and your formal speeches. So the initial lessons of this course actually concerned that how words actually determines how clarified your sentence looks, or how well your sentence is formed. It depends on words. Like using suitable words can change the whole clarity of a sentence, right? So this is very important, because when it comes to portmanteau words, these days we form a lot of words, right? And it trends on social media, but just because it trends, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is actually a legit word or a word which can be used in your formal speeches and your formal writings. So it is very important to differentiate between the two, like the words which can be used in formal writings and words which can be used informally. So as we proceed, and as I tell you about these portmanteau words, I'm also going to mention which are the words you can use in your formal writings and which you should actually avoid using. So let's start with the lesson. But before that, this is the link where you will find lessons which are prepared by me. So in case if you're interested, you can definitely check them out. Now we are going to start with the lesson. So the first word that we have is dumbfound. Now dumbfound is actually a word. Like if you Google it, you will get that it's actually a portmanteau word for dumb and confound. But I would advise you not to use this in your formal writings. But yes, if when it comes to talking to people, it is not actually one of those social media words, trending words. So it is actually a legit word. So if you use it, it won't be wrong, or it won't be it won't be a situation where people actually are not aware of the word because they have not come across the word, right? So it's a valid word. Then it refers to greatly astonish or amaze. Okay, so when you say that you were so excited and you were so taken aback by your excellent result that you were actually dumbfounded. So that's a way of putting it, right? Then we have Ebonics. Now Ebonics is actually a word which can be used in formal writings, because it's a legit word and it's a portmanteau for ebony and phonics. It refers to a distinct form of English that is spoken by people of African descent. Now this word is once again like the words like Spanglish and Chinglish and all, okay? So this is Ebonics is actually a distinct form of English that is spoken by people of African descent. Then we have edutainment. Now edutainment is once again a legit word, and it is a portmanteau for education and entertainment. It refers to games or other forms of entertainment that have an educational aspects. So you will see when it comes to kids, educating kids, you will see there are so many videos on YouTube where you will find that when you look at it, it's just a simple cartoon, right? But if you see the entire thing and if you actually think about it, it will show you that it is actually educating your kids. Like it is teaching the kids manners, or or the morals. Like when you will see that there are some fables in the form of cartoons when these days that you will find on YouTube. So those are actually a good example of edutainment, because you are educating your kid and then at the same time the kid is getting entertained, right? So then we have electrocution. Now electrocution, I don't know how many of you actually know this, but electrocution is actually a portmanteau for electricity and execution. And as you know, electrocution is completely a legit word which can be used both formally and informally, right? Now it refers to death by electricity. We all know that. Then we have the next one, emoticon. Now emoticon, once again, I don't know how many of you actually are aware of this, but it is a portmanteau for emotion and icon. Once again, it's a word that you can actually use, but it's like, it depends on the kind. When it comes to formal writings, if you use the word emoticon, it actually depends what kind of formal writing are you doing. So you have to understand that part, but yes, if it's necessary, then you can use it. It actually refers to the use of keyboard characters to represent a facial expression. Now we all know what is emoticon, so there's nothing to explain. Then we have the next word, available. This word actually is not that you cannot really use it when in your formal writings, but yes, when it comes to informal writings or informally, you talking to your friend informally, you can definitely use this word, because I will actually show you a sentence where I'll give you an example and you will see that how cool it sounds, quote unquote cool it sounds when you use this word in your everyday speeches when you talk to your friends. So it is actually a portmanteau for electronic and available. It refers to be available online via an electronic method such as email. So if your friend asks you, I'll give you the example now. If your friend asks you, what is wrong with you? These days you're not even available. You never come and meet us, right? So you can just coolly just dodge the whole question. Maybe you're at home studying and you don't want people to know that you are a geeky kid and all. So you can just dodge the question by saying, yeah, I'm not available these days because I'm available. So what it means is, yeah, it sounds very funny and not that quirky, but what it actually means is that you are saying that yes, you are not physically available and you're not physically present at their parties or hangouts or whatever, but you're very much available. So if they ever need you, you are there on the on these electronic methods, like they can communicate with you through these electronic methods, say email or WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever, right? Then we have the next one, which is faction. Now faction, once again, is actually a legit word and you can use it in your formal writings. Now it is a portmanteau of fact and fiction. It refers to a story, speech or novel that contains historical and real life facts combined with invented information. Then we have the next one, fanzine. Now, fanzine is a word which doesn't sound like a legit word, but it is a legit word. And once again, if you use this word in your formal speeches, you need to be aware of the context. Like, it's important to understand which kind of formal context you're using this in. Okay? So it refers to a magazine that is targeted at fans for a specific genre. So you see, if it, for example, say magazines which are music magazines, okay, which talk about music. For example, the Rolling Stone magazine. So it is targeted at the fans of music, right? So that in a way it becomes a fanzine. Now, if there is a merchandise, like say a music group and then a boy band, they have their own merchandises, and one of the things that you get in their merchandises is a monthly subscription to a magazine. So in that case, that magazine is actually targeted at the fans of these boy band, right? So in that case, that magazine becomes a fanzine. Then we have the next one, feminazi. Now, feminazi is a word which is going around these days a lot. Like, if you talk, like, say, when it comes to feminism, you will see there are many people who accuse someone of being a feminazi. So, what is feminazi? It's very evident from the word itself that it's a portmanteau of feminists and Nazi. So, it refers to an extreme feminist, right? Then we have the next word, flair. We all know flair is a very legit word and you can use it however you want to, as long as it's the right way of using it. So it's a portmanteau for flame and glare. I don't know how many of you knew this, but it is a portmanteau word, and it refers to a sudden brief burst of light or flame. Then we have the next one, flexitarian. Now, flexitarian is one of those derivative words that people just started using, and now it's trending. It's not a word which you can actually use informal writings. So it's a portmanteau of vegetarian and flexible. It refers to a vegetarian who occasionally eats meat. So you will have those friends who are vegetarian at home, and then when they go out and party, they are non-vegetarian. So that if you accuse that friend that, yeah, you are having non-veg now, what are you, a non-vegetarian, then he can just say that, no, I'm a flexitarian. Sounds cool, right? So that's the way you can use this portmanteau word. Then we have the next one, Frankenfood. Once again, it's not a word you can use in your formal writing, and even if you do, there you have to find out a way, like put quotations, and then you have to define it, maybe like that kind of, you can write it in that way, but you cannot use it like a legit word. Okay, so it's a portmanteau of Frankenstein and food. Now it refers to genetically modified food. Then we have the next one, which is frenemy. Now, once again, this word is not a word you can use in your formal writings, and it is a portmanteau of friend and enemy. It refers to someone who is supposed to be a friend, but whose actions are more characteristics of a foe. So if there you have a friend, and she is probably your childhood friend, and then somehow she betrays you, and she has betrayed you more than once, and then one day you actually confront her and you tell her that, you know what, I don't feel like you're my friend, you act like a frenemy. So that's what it is, like she's supposed to be a friend, but she's going on betraying you. So what is it? She's behaving like an enemy, right? So that's what it then she becomes a frenemy in that case. Then we have the next word, which is geocaching. Now, geocaching. Now, geocaching is a word which is a legit word, and you can use it in your formal writings. Now, it is a portmanteau of geography and caching, and it refers to a modern day treasure hunt in which participants use a GPS to hide and seek containers. So it's like a instead of maps, you have GPS, right? So that was it for today's lesson. I hope the lesson was helpful and it was informative, because I guess some of the words, I'm pretty sure at least one or two of you had no idea that it was a portmanteau word. And even if you did, I'm pretty sure it's a good thing that you now know which other words you can use in formal writings and which other words which you cannot, right? So if you have any doubt, then please do ask me. If you have to clarify that whether a particular word is a portmanteau or not, then you can ask me that as well. And please stay tuned, because in the upcoming lesson we are going to learn about few more portmanteau words. And until then, take care of yourself, stay safe, and thank you for staying with me till the end.